Hi, we're back here in studio at Digital Health Summit San Diego 2013 with Francois Ferre, who's the co-chairman of AltheaDx. Hi.
Hi. Hi, Tim. How are you?
Good, good. So, amazing panel we just came off of, which is called the DNA Economy. First, tell me about your background.
Well, I'm a Ph.D. by training, and I've got a degree from Pasteur Institute in France and in clinical oncology, and I've worked a lot on cancer genes all my life, and now I have a company that's focusing on developing some companion diagnostic in oncology to help patients with cancer.
The whole revolution in DNA is really exciting right now. What space are you working in?
So I just mentioned the space we're working in. My company AltheaDx is focusing on developing companion diagnostics for patients that have cancer. And the idea here is, as we understand better the genetics of cancer, we can match specifically the genetic of a patient to a specific drug. So we're working with the pharma industry to come up with the right test for their specific drugs. So for example, when a patient has a specific mutation, we want to make sure that we detect that mutation, and so the doctor can find out the right drug that have been developed on that mutation, and really give that to the patient.
What were some of the hot topics that were being discussed in the panel today?
Certainly, we discussed today the role of, the analysis of DNA in two major topics: oncology, like I just described, but also wellness, understanding better your genetic profile to help you make a better choice for your health in terms of exercising, diet, and everything else. So really focusing on your personal genetics to make the right choice for your well-being.
Tell me about some of the new developments you're working on with your company.
So some of the things we've been doing for the last 5 years have been really focusing on oncology, and recently we hired a new team to also help us develop some new testing in neuropsychiatric diseases such as depression, anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, and those diseases are very, by nature, difficult to treat, and doctors of all type really have a hard time finding right away the right drug for the right patient. Not only the right drug, but usually the right dose. And so we're putting together a genetic test that's going to help the doctors figuring out how a patient could be metabolizing those drugs, therefore finding the best one for the patient, and also helping with the dose.
So where are we at today compared to what the future will look like in 5 years?
Oh my gosh, we haven't scratched the surface yet. I mean, the world of genetics, the world of our capability to really tackle our genetics and understanding the genetic basis of disease has just started. We have certainly made a lot of progress in oncology, but there is many more chronic disease where we haven't even started really to tap in. And like we discussed this morning in wellness, we continue to add more and more genes and genotypes, to drive a phenotype that is really spectacular. So I think that 5 years from now we're going to see a completely different world because the convergence in the technology in DNA analysis is with the digital world is just amazing. DNA analysis cost is dropping, very significantly from now a couple of $1,000 to hopefully 5 years out, a couple of $100. I mean, it's just unbelievable what's happening in that space. So when you put that together with the ability to analyze the genome faster because the software have been developed, the hardware are around, you get a whole new ecosystem that's being created that provides an amazing power to the patient and to the physician to help the patient with their monitoring of their disease.
And you're here to connect with people as well. What types of folks are you trying to connect with at the Digital Health Summer Summit?
Trying to understand a bit better from an entrepreneurial standpoint what people are looking at. My background is certainly as a scientist. I've been also an entrepreneur, a bio-entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur in that space. And I'm also right now helping a lot of companies financially and with also my knowledge in the space to grow. To give you an example, we are invested in about 10 different startups in San Diego, and we're helping them at the board level or advisory board level. So I'm always looking for the right idea, the right people to understand, continue to understand better where this ecosystem is moving, because it's moving so fast. If you don't keep up with the people that are leading it, then it's hard to know where it's going.
And what's next for you?
Like I said, I'm truly get my energy on focusing on really understanding where this whole space is going, because I think it's super exciting. And I think that in the cards, I would love to start new companies myself. Looking at the future, I would say 5 years out, I would love to have another venture that I get super excited about, and so I'm looking at that. No rush. I've just sold my company a couple of months ago, so I've got plenty of time. But I would love to find this new opportunity where I get another rush here of, hey, this is what I want to do for the next 10 years.
All right, super exciting. Well, hey, that's Francois, and I want to thank you for your time. Really, really good to meet you.
Thank you very much, Jim. Bye-bye.